Good morning! It is November 16th. And this is the 8th Sunday morning book chat, I think. The 8th? Has it been 8 weeks already? I can't believe it. Um, how is everybody doing? How is your week? I will tell you how my week is. It has been busy, and I did not get any reading done except like 15 pages from The Immortal Crown. Not because I'm not enjoying it, just because I've been busy. So I haven't really read anything. I feel like a bad reader again, but what can you do? Life happens. But I think I talked about this last week, but if I didn't, I registered for RT, the Romantic Times Book Convention. It's going to be in Dallas next May. I'm so excited. I went to RT last year and it was crazy and just busy, but I met so many awesome people and I cannot wait to go this next year. I hope that I get to see some people there that I haven't met or people that I have met. Are you going? If so, we need to meet up and go to dinner or something. So let me know if you're going. I'd love to hang out. I want to meet everyone. I am seriously so excited, and I think I'm so freaking stoked because Rochelle Mead is going to be there. I met her last year. It was really awkward. Uh, that's a story for another time. But I met her, and it was before I read Georgie. And now that I've read the Georgina Kincaid series, I just really want to tell her how much I loved it. So I'm super stoked, super excited. So are you going? Are you going to RT? Tell me. Leave me a comment. And if you're not going, I'm sorry. I wish you could go. I think that's the only book event that I'm going to go to next year. Unless I end up married to like a sugar daddy who wants to pay for me to go to all of these book events, in which case I'll be at every one I can. But that's not going to happen. I didn't really know what to talk about today. A few weeks ago, I saw this post. I don't remember where it was. They were talking about overlooked books. And so I thought I would talk about some of my favorite books that I don't see around all that often. And if you're an author and you're watching this and your book is on this list and you're like, my book's not overlooked, it's popular. I'm sorry. I just feel like some of these books don't get the, like, time on social media or featured that I think they deserve. And I just thought I would share some of them with you. So I don't mean to offend anyone. No offense meant by this. But the first couple of books I've talked about all the time. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about them at this point, but I'm not really sorry. And that one, the first one is Painted Faces by L.H. Cosway. I feel like though this book has gotten a lot more readers since L.H. Cosway wrote Six of Hearts, and it did really well. Killer Queen just came out. Her other books have kind of people started picking up Painted Faces, so it's not as overlooked as what it used to be, but I love that book. It has like a great slow building romance, so check it out. And if, like I said before, if you're like scared to read it because the guy is a drag queen and you're like, what? Drag queen? Seriously, just listen to me and read it. The second one is, I already talked about it earlier, but the Georgina Kincaid series. One of my friends is reading this right now, and I am like bugging her to no end because I'm really annoying when someone is reading a book that I love. But yeah, this also has like this epic romance, kind of forbidden. But yeah, Georgina is one of the best female characters. I love her so much. I want to be her friend. I want to read books with her because she likes to read. She works at a library, so. And I love Seth. If you love beta males, if you are kind of over the whole alpha male phenomenon, check out this series because Seth is beta male goodness. He is an author and he's sweet, but he also has a naughty side, people. So just saying, you should check it out. The third overlooked books, plural, whatever, is the Grab Your Pole series by Jen Cooksey. This series hasn't gotten much attention, and I feel like it should. But it's a mature YA series There are 3 books out. Wow, 3 books out right now. And I believe she's working on a 4th book. So anyway, the Grab Your Pole series is a mature YA, and it's about this group of teenagers, and the two, I guess the romance in it is between this girl named Cammie and this guy named Tristan. And Cammie is new to town. Her and her family just moved in, and she kind of starts developing a crush on this guy, and he's super popular, and it's great. It's the secondary characters are some of my favorites. I love them. Jillian, she's like one of the best, like devious, like I just love her to pieces. She's great. I'm just thinking about her. She's crazy, and you don't want to get on her bad side. And then of course I love Pete. I have a crush on Pete. He's the guy in the group that I really love. He's kind of quiet but really smart and funny. I love him. Okay, so check out that series. The first book is called Sharkbait. I'll leave the link to the books in my blog post. The link to my blog post will be in the description bar. The other book is In the Fields by Willow Astor, and this book came out in 2013, around this time, I guess about a year ago. But it is a book set in kind of during the Civil Rights Movement. It's set in the South, where race is a very big issue, and the heroine falls in love with an African American boy, and stuff happens, and she ends up leaving town, trying to escape kind of her hometown and the problems that she has there. I don't want to give anything away, but this girl she's in her teens. She goes through so much. It's so heartbreaking, and it's a forbidden love story, and it takes place over the course of several years. It's just fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and more people need to read it. But yeah, it's heartbreaking on so many levels, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. The other book that I wanted to talk about is Emancipating Andy by Priscilla Glenn. This book came out, I think in January of 2013 or in the spring of 2013. But it is also kind of a forbidden love story. It has a bit of a love triangle, so if you are not a fan of that, then it won't be the book for you. But it is about a girl, and I always say that, it's about a girl. The heroine, her life, she does everything she's supposed to do. It's very structured. She has the perfect boyfriend. He has a really great job, and she has a really great job, and everything is just lined up in a row, but she has no passion to her life. And her and her boyfriend have to go to a wedding in, I think, Florida, and she doesn't want to fly. I think she has a fear of flying, and so he arranges for her to drive down to Florida with his best friend. And his best friend just happens to be someone that she met many years ago, on her and her boyfriend's first date, actually, and they bumped heads. She couldn't stand him, but he just liked egging her on, and so they're stuck in a car for several days driving down to Florida, and feelings develop, but it's like unspoken feelings, and it's really good. So most of the book is them kind of dancing around their feelings and like what she should do, how she should deal with that, I guess. But I loved it. There's a scene in that book that I've read so many times, and it's filled with so much tension and so much angst, and like, oh, I love it so much. Chase and Andy. Yes, you should read that. It's really good. And Priscilla Glenn's other books, you should read those too. Back to You is her first book. It's a second chance romance between two people who were best friends in high school. He was kind of an outcast, and she was someone who kind of took him in, and things never really got, I don't even want to say, but years later, they meet up, and she's still very angry with how things ended beforehand, and the book is about them kind of trying to move on from that. Their feelings are still there. It's really good. Yes. The last one I have, no, the next to last one I have is That Boy by Gillian Dodd. I've talked about this before. It is it's kind of a new adult in the terms of the age group, meaning it's post high school. Most of it takes place post high school. It's in college and beyond. But it's just a simple story about the girl falling in love with the boy next door. And it's just so great. I talked about it before. I just really enjoyed it. It makes me happy. It makes me smile. So if you're looking for like a feel-good romance, That Boy's out. That Wedding is out. That Baby is the third book. It comes out next year. I have been waiting for this book for over 2 years. I'm so excited. By the time it comes out, it'll be like 3 years. But really excited. Really, really excited. And the last book came out last December, and I really enjoyed it. It was J.J. Rossum's Thou Shalt Not, about a teacher and this romance between two teachers, I guess. And how that develops. I don't even want to say, but it's a romance between this guy who he lost his wife, and he is teaching at this school, and there's this other teacher there, and she is very alluring, and he kind of falls for her, and they have this like intense love affair. It's good. It's really good. I know it made some people really angry, but I enjoyed it a lot. So read that too. And he has a kind of sequel, but about different characters, I believe, coming out. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think he's announced anything. But it's called Head of the Class. So that's going to come out too. And I'm excited for that one. Because I loved his writing style in Thou Shalt Not. So, anyway. Okay, those are my overlooked books. What am I doing? I don't even know. Namaste. Those are my overlooked books. What are some of your favorite overlooked books? And maybe overlooked. I feel bad about saying overlooked because I don't want it to be offensive. But maybe, what are some of your books that you wish more people would read? Maybe I'll put it that way. Let me know in the comments. Have you read some of my books? Did you like them? Are the books that I've chosen? Okay. I have my little notepad here about what I want to talk about. The next thing is I started this kind of Facebook feature this week called the Institute of Feelings. And that came out of this idea that I am evil. When my friends read books that have like feelings in them, I really enjoy like prolonging that like pain. And so, like, for example, my friend Happy read Mudvayne earlier this year, and so for several weeks, I would, like, send her quotes from, like, the really painful parts of that book, like, I will think of you, or, I'm crying, but I don't feel anything. I know that's what hurts me the most. Yeah, things like that. I like to remind people of the painful parts in books. So I started doing that on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, do you like those? Would you like those to be like a blog post? I was thinking about doing that too, just as a way to kind of make the pain more widespread amongst lots more people. So would you like that? And what do you think of those posts? Should I keep doing them? Are they stupid? I don't know. Yeah, and You're Leaving Me, Rainbow Girl, that one too. I need to make one of those. But yeah. I am evil. I thought I would talk about some of the books I got for review. I always feel, and before I do this, I always feel kind of uncomfortable doing this because I don't want anyone to ever think I'm being like, this is what I got, you didn't get it, but I did. I stopped doing stacking the shelves because it makes me uncomfortable. I don't mind other people stacking the shelves. It just makes me uncomfortable to do them, so I don't do them anymore. But I think I'm going to start just kind of mentioning the books that I get for review, so you know, like, oh, this is what I received, and I will be reading it at some point. So I thought I would talk about my digital copies. I got When Reason Breaks. I talked about that last week. That's described as 13 Reasons Why meets the poetry of Emily Dickinson about two girls on the verge of committing suicide. It looks really sad, but it looks good. So I got that. I also, a couple of weeks ago, got an e-copy of When Joss Met Matt. Really excited about that book. I need to read it soon. It comes out in February. I also got this book a couple of weeks ago, and I need to read it, but it's Illusion by J.S. Cooper. I've talked about it before in one of my book chats that came out on Tuesday, on November 11th. So if you are interested in it, you should check it out. I'll post the link to it below. So yes, excited about that one. I got this a few weeks ago. It is the third book in K.A. Lynn's record series. This is the advanced copy version. It comes out next week. The first book was like this tension-filled, like secret romance between this politician and a young reporter at the college. And she kind of doesn't like his version of politics but loves him. So I really enjoyed the first book. The second book I didn't enjoy as much, but I still liked it. So really excited to get to the Brady and Liz situation in the third book. Yep. Okay, and this week I got Owning Violet by Monica Murphy. I talked about this last week. It is the story about a girl. Her family has like a cosmetics company, and she meets this guy, and he secretly is trying to get a job at this cosmetics company, or he has some kind of like ulterior motive to wanting to be with her. But then feelings develop, and I don't know, it looks good. It's erotica. It comes out, I believe, on December 2nd. So check it out. This week I also got My Tide, which is the third book in Alice Clayton's cocktail series. It features Chloe and Lucas. I don't know who these people are yet because I haven't read Screwdrivered. I think they might be in Screwdrivered. They may have been in Rusty Nailed, and I just don't remember them. But I really loved Wallbanger. I liked Rusty Nailed, and I need to read Screwdrivered, which is right here. So I have both of these. I need to read them. My Tied Up comes out on December 2nd too, I think. I could be wrong. But yes, this is what I got. And then I also want to mention this book. I got this postcard in the mail from Gina Sioka. I actually, when I emailed her expressing my interest in a postcard, I told her that I butchered her name a few weeks ago in one of my videos, and so she was very nice and told me the correct way to pronounce her name. It's Last Year's Mistake by Gina Sioka. I still can't do it right. Gina Sioka. But it looks really good. It's a YA. So check it out. This was the new cover. They redid it. So, yeah. This is my selfie. Not really. I'll post a real selfie on Instagram. But, which, by the way, if you're on Instagram, let's be friends. I post lots of nonsense. Whoops. Lose my stuff. Yeah. Oh, okay. And the last thing, sorry. The last thing I want to talk about are the books that I added on Goodreads. So, I didn't think I added anything, but apparently I did. This book, the first book was my Waiting on Wednesday post this week. It is called Natural Love by Sarah Kelly. I think it's Sarah Celi. C-E-L-I. But anyway, I have to read you the blurb because it looks really good. My whole life, I wanted one thing, to be the perfect son. Growing up, I did everything my father required. Straight A's in school, perfect manners. I forced myself to live up to his standards, standards that pushed the Chadwick family name to the highest rungs of society. Over the years, we climbed so high that my father hoped we never fall, if only he'd been right. With each successful year, the Chadwick family's skeletons grew bolder and darker. Each member of my family had something to hide. The secret Avery Jackson and I shared was the worst one of all. She was the only person I shouldn't love, the one person I couldn't love, but I did. I loved Avery Jackson. I wanted her, even though a romance with her threatened everything. It all felt so natural, and that was exactly the problem. Yeah. Okay, so Forbidden Love Junkie here, and I added that quicker than you know what. So quicker than a whistle in Dixie. So you should add it too if that sounds good to you. The cover is actually really freaking pretty too. I would show it to you right now. Maybe I'll put it right here so you can see the cover. The cover was revealed last weekend, and it's really pretty. The second book I added was actually a book that Billy told me to read. My book friend Billy. Hi, Billy. And she just read it and gave it 5 stars, and she is a tough critic, so I am really intrigued by this. I have to read the blurb to you of this one too because it sounds really good. One snowy night, a famous Hollywood actor slumps over and dies on stage during a production of King Lear. Hours later, the world as we know it begins to dissolve, moving back and forth in time from the actor's early days as a film star to 15 years in the future when a theater troupe known as the Traveling Symphony roams the wasteland of what remains. This suspenseful, elegiac, spellbinding novel charts the strange twists of fate that connect 5 people. The actor, the man who'd tried to save him, the actor's first wife, his oldest friend, and a young actress with the Traveling Symphony, caught in the crosshairs of a dangerous, self-proclaimed prophet. Sometimes terrifying, sometimes tender, Station 11 tells the story about the relationships that sustain us, the ephemeral nature of fame, and the beauty of the world as we know it. I thought that sounded so good, and I haven't really read anything like that, so I added that one. It's Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. The last book I just added yesterday, I saw the cover, and it looked really, really good. It looks also really sad. It's called The 5 Stages of Falling in Love by Rachel Higginson. I won't read the blurb to you, but it's about a woman whose husband dies tragically from cancer, and she has kids, and it's about her life trying to move on, trying to raise her family without the person that was her everything. And then a guy moves in next door and wants to help her pick up the pieces, and she's not sure if she's ready to move on. I liked the last line of the blurb a lot. And as new love takes hold, she peels away the guilt and heartache and discovers there's more to life than death. So you might want to add that one if that one sounds interesting to you. So yeah, what books have you added this week on Goodreads? Do any of the books that I added sound good? And tell me how your reading week was. Answer some of my earlier questions if you want. I hope that you guys are well, and I will talk with you next week. Bye!